4 years ago, Darlene came to the residents and voters of Clickahaw County asking for your votes, and she ran on cleaning up a broken assessor's office. And by her getting elected, the majority of the voters in Clickahaw County agreed with her that the office was broken. And fast forward 4 years, by all measurable indicators, Darlene has improved the office. And so she's coming to you, the voters of Clickahaw County again, and asking for your support in allowing her to continue with this great report card that we have. And so I hope you join me in voting for Darlene when ballots are mailed out. Thanks.
I think as some of you saw in the paper that I mentioned, there are 2 times that's really important to have good leadership. That's one when times are bad and the other when times are good. Right now, by many metrics, we are the richest nation that has ever existed on the face of the earth, but it's not trickling down to the regular folks. Right now, Wall Street has, all the indicators have hit records. The average CEO makes 450 times what the average employee does, and there's more than $5 trillion in uninvested cash that's on the books in various places in United States businesses right now. It's time we took a different tack. It's time we rebuilt the middle class, and it's time all of you, it's particularly hard on people in rural areas, by the way, it's time all of you got a piece of the pie, and I'm committed to do that.
Thank you so much for having the opportunity to have this conversation with you folks tonight. I am deeply invested in this county. I am a third-generation farmer. My family's made huge investments here. We truly do. I understand the need for stable rates, reliable electric service, and a board that looks forward into the future. I think some of the requirements for this job are leadership, qualifications, experience. I will put those experience learnings to work for you to maintain stable rates into the future. And I appreciate the opportunity to ask for your vote tonight. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to touch on the fact that we talked about discretion. Why is it important? It's not a dead issue. It's fundamental to our rights. It's why we're here. It's why we get out and we vote for people. It's very important. My opponent says he's going to prosecute everything, that there is no discretion, that we'll wait for courts to figure it out. If you value your gun rights, if you value different rights fundamental in the Constitution, if you value proper allocation of resources, you need a prosecutor that is not afraid to make those decisions. I'm not going to wait 2 years while someone sits in jail waiting for a court or a judge to overturn that. I'm going to uphold the values of my community, and I will stand firm on the values that I believe in. And those start and end with the Constitution. Thank you.
Well, I do want to thank the audience here and the Grange folks for putting this on tonight. I think it was real informal. Because we didn't go through our 5-minute speeches beforehand. We got to get right into the questions, and I think that's great. I just would make one quick thing. The law that I quoted back on civil service employees is the current one, and it's political activity, and it does allow for civil service employees in a sheriff's office to be involved in campaigns. Enough of that. What I'd like to tell you first is I'm so proud and humbled that I have the cross-section of this county citizen endorsements. We're over 700, I believe it is right now. That's actually signed an endorsement for me to be sheriff. Extremely proud that all of the law enforcement union employees throughout the entire Clickahaw County have endorsed me for sheriff. And they don't, and they know both Mark and I. Mark's a nice guy. I'm not here to beat him up. But I'm just saying, if you have any question about who law enforcement is supporting, and these are the people that are in the trenches out there every day doing the job, and they know both, I would just request, don't take my word for it, ask the police officer, ask the deputy sheriff, or state trooper. Thank you very much. I hope I get your vote. November 4th. Thank you.
Well, I have to echo that, thanks. You guys have been very patient through some fairly tense moments here. This has been a wonderful opportunity to meet a lot of different people throughout the community as I've been campaigning, as I have been juggling the responsibilities of administrating the office as well as trying to get my message out. And the message that I'd like to leave you with right now is that we really need to protect our children. And my effort is to protect through the specific and coordinated efforts with the various coalitions throughout Klickitat County. I have been involved with the Klickitat-Lyle Against Substance Abuse Coalition, with the Klickitat County Drug Action Team, with the Juvenile Advisory Committee, and also with the Substance Abuse Advisory Board. Each one of those, the end purpose is to eliminate or to reduce the amount of drug activity that is going on so rapidly throughout our county. And it's that drug activity and the addiction and surrendering one's will to a chemical that fuels all of our crimes. So the effort that I have been working on is through the prevention, the diversion, the programs that we have through these agencies that I just mentioned, and through prosecution. So we can take back our society, have control. The second thing that I am working on, when I am elected, I will do this, and that is agency accreditation. The Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs, of which I am an associate member currently, has provided the means to get the agency accredited, and that is raising the bar in the performance of our functions so that in the end, the services that we perform increase the service to the public. Through all that we do, we need to make sure that our efficiencies, our professionalism, our accountability is with the end goal of serving the citizens of Klickitat County. Thank you. I appreciate your consideration.
Shorter here. I also want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to thank the Grange for putting this on, moderators, question readers, and all of your great questions that was out there tonight. I also want to do a great big huge thank you to my family, my husband, who has been very, very supportive through all of this, and I have ran a very positive campaign. It's been my goal. It's who I am. I've spent 12 and a half years working for you within the county. I work with all of the other county departments as well as the Board of County Commissioners. I can work cooperatively with everyone for you. I have a proven record. If you have any questions, you can talk to anyone that works in any of the county departments, as well as a lot of the businesses and survey companies and just the citizens that's out there. And as always, if you have any questions for me, I'm running ads every week in both newspapers, and my phone number and my email address is there. And so you can give me a call or email me. I will respond back, not during working hours, but during breaks, lunch, and in the evenings and weekends. So once again, if you have any questions, obviously my life is an open book. So give me a call or an email. Don't forget to get out and vote. The ballots will go out on October 17th.
I too am going to say thank you, but I will say thank you for you coming out tonight. But really, I think more importantly, I'm here to say thank you, for the last 8 years, for your support, for your trust in me to be able to serve as your county commissioner these last 8 years. When I ran originally, I came and I said, I'm going to bring energy, I'm going to bring enthusiasm, I'm going to bring new ideas. And I think I've done that. And sometimes that can upset people but I felt like I ran and got elected to get some things done. And I think I've done that. And I think I have done that with integrity. I have shown leadership. And I believe that, when we elect people, what are we really doing? When we elect leaders, we're electing men and women in whose character and whose judgment we trust. Because we don't really live in a democracy. We live in a republic. And so it's representative democracy. And we are electing people to represent our interests. And we have to elect people that we trust. And so that has been very, very important to me to be sure that I represent everyone's interest. And so I would hope that, I've tried to run a positive campaign. I hope that folks will look at my record, my past here in the community, and make the right choice. And so I ask for your vote in November. Thank you.
Well, I too want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. These are always very lengthy and there's a lot of good questions. When I decided to run, I've always been involved in my community, we all know that. I felt like I had something to offer for PUD, that I was honest, trustworthy, and knowledgeable, and I can do the job. So I'm asking all of you on November 4th, or before, since we get our ballots early, to please vote for me. And also I want to thank the newspaper, well, everybody, the Grange, but the newspaper, Jane and Cable, and Haystack Broadcasting. This past couple of weeks, they sat down very informally with several of our candidates. Dan and I did ours last night, and that interview went for about, an hour and a half? And it's on gorgenewscenter.com. And that's your opportunity to go and listen to us. I know we have other candidates that were here, and they have theirs online also. So that'll give you a little more opportunity to know who we are and what we stand on the issues. Thank you.
Bring it up the rear, as they say in the Army. So at least I'm the last one. Speaking of the Army, in the early 1980s, I was a gunner on an M60A1 tank in Germany. And I always noticed that as we got closer to the Iron Curtain, the Germans in West Germany got friendlier. And the reason they got friendlier is because over that Iron Curtain was a tyrannical government. And I'm not speaking with hyperbole, this is true. And they also had family over there that they communicated with. Well, one day, my first sergeant tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "You got to go see the battalion sergeant major." And when I was an E4, I didn't ever want to be around a sergeant major. But I went and saw him and said, "You're going to East Germany, you're going to go to West Berlin, and then you're going to go over to East Berlin." This is 1981. So I got prepped, got on a train, had to get checked out by the East German guards, went through East Germany, went to West Berlin, went through Checkpoint Charlie in my Class A's, and went to East Berlin, all right, for a day. If you don't believe me, I'm on the front page, or on the cover of National Geographic, January 1982. You can only see a little bit of my head, and I got the third ID patch on there. But I tell you what stuck out in my head. When I looked at those East Germans who were behind the Iron Curtain, they had a look of desperation. They looked at us as American soldiers, and I tell you what, they wanted to be with us like you can't believe. And then I come back here, and if you wonder why I talk so strongly about what's going on in Olympia, because it comes from there. Let me tell you, I see a direction that is horrible in this state. It ought to outrage all of you. You can't do everything with government. You can't, even if your intentions are good, because if you try, you will break the bank. I guarantee. All right? That's what I'm going to do, is go and fight for us. I'm sick of it. I have kids. You can't spend, 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 even if your intentions are good. Because I tell you what, even if you have the biggest heart in the world, you ruin this economy, and the most vulnerable are the first ones to suffer. All right? So even if you're a Democrat, I'll win you over, because we've got right on our side. We've got logic on our side. I know the law, and I want to do what's right for all of us. Our economy grows, we all prosper. If you want to tax it to death, overregulate it to death, we will all suffer. And that's a lesson that they haven't learned in Olympia. So we got to teach them that lesson. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. A couple of housekeeping notes. Lucille Beavis, who's back in the kitchen, put this whole thing together. Thank you. And I'd like to thank my questionnaire people, my team of 4 over there that did that. You did a good job. I apologize for the mud. I grew up on a farm and my mother taught me, wipe off your shoes before you come in the house when you guys leave. My fault that mud got out there. I shouldn't have allowed that, so wipe your shoes when you leave. There's another candidate's night in White Salmon at the Pioneer Center, October 14th at 6:30, and we're 2 minutes over. Thank you very much.